With Inform's Team of the Years, Team of the Seasons and Legends at an all-time low, go to mmorog.com and use the code TVMReviews at the checkout to get yourself a discount. They've got a wide range of FIFA coins, points, accounts, etc. Link is down below. Go check them out. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to that time of the week again where we talk Super 6 and fantasy football for the weekend ahead for the Barclays Premier League fixtures. We do have one championship game to talk about as well, because that is part of the Super 6. That's what we're going to get straight into. Crystal Palace, Aston Villa. Last weekend, of course, Crystal Palace lost 2-1 to Arsenal. Very unlucky in my opinion. And Villa lost a very boring game against Manchester United. 1-0. Adnan Januzaj with the goal, if I remember correctly. Now, my prediction's 2-1 to Crystal Palace. I think Villa will get a goal. They may even score first, but I think Palace are going to have way too much in their arsenal. Get it? No, fine. To beat Aston Villa. I think the Palace are a very good side this season. They've strengthened where needed. There's still time left in the window as well, should they want to get more players in. But I think that 2-1 is a very fair result. I think that it may even be a little bit more, but 2-1 is what I've gone with. I try to be a little bit conservative with it. We'll move on to the next game. Leicester, Tottenham Hotspur. Leicester, of course, beating West Ham 2-1 last weekend, and Tottenham Hotspur threw away a 2-goal lead against Stoke. And again, I can't see anything but a draw here. Leicester have the home advantage. Tottenham, a bit dodgy this season. They lost to United. They drew at home to Stoke. They're going to go into this game quite low on confidence. Leicester are going to go into this one extremely high on confidence. They've pulled off a very good start to the Premier League. They pulled off the Great Escape last year as well. They're going to be flying high. I don't think they're going to be good enough to beat Tottenham. I think 1-1 is going to be a very good result for Leicester. I think Tottenham, though, going to need to try and turn up there. Otherwise, they're going to get spanked. The next game, Stoke against Norwich. I think this is a more or less a foregone conclusion. I think Stoke have started the season very well. Okay, they've only got a point from 2 games, which is very weird for me to say that they've started very well. But when you play Liverpool anyway, whether it's home or away, it's going to be a tough game. They were unlucky not to win that game. In my opinion, they shouldn't have lost it, but they did. But there we are. And of course, they were unlucky not to get more against Tottenham. Yes, they went 2-0 down in the second half, especially when Stephen Ireland came on. The game changed. They started playing very, very well, and they were unlucky not to go on and win that game 3-2. But I think that they will get 3 away from home today, or rather on Saturday, and that they will beat Norwich by 3-1. Norwich, again, very good game against Sunderland, although Sunderland were just like 10 empty uniforms, or 11 empty uniforms. It might as well have been 10. So I don't think they're going to have enough in the tank to beat Stoke, but I think that they will get a goal. But not enough to cause any upsets there. Swansea, Sunderland. Sorry, Sunderland fans. Swansea, with Gomes in particular, firing at the moment, scoring 4 goals in their opening 2 games, and 2 of those were against the champions. I think Sunderland are going to just fall over here, and their problems are going to get worse. 4-0 away from home. I'm hoping for a Gomes hat-trick, because he's now in my fantasy football team, but we'll talk about that again in a minute. 4-0 away from home. It's going to be comfortable, Swansea. At Sunderland, you're going to need to batten down the hatches. West Ham, Bournemouth. West Ham in the Super 6 for the second week running, in exactly the same spot as they were last week as well. This time, though, against Bournemouth, a team who, again, should have beaten Liverpool Monday Night Football. They had a goal disallowed, which really shouldn't have been, and Liverpool had a goal that should have been disallowed, but there we are. I'm not complaining, being a Liverpool fan. West Ham 1, Bournemouth 0 is what I've gone with. Very boring game. I think West Ham are going to go back to basics this week in training, trying not to concede goals. Bournemouth, another team who have come up. They lost 2-1 to Leicester, of course, but I think West Ham are going to do it. Bournemouth played well against Liverpool. They're going to cause West Ham problems. I just don't think they're going to be able to break the deadlock. The last game is the championship game. Charlton against Hull. Both teams have started the season with goals, and I think that Hull will manage to beat Charlton 3-2. It's going to be a thriller down there at Charlton. I don't really know an awful lot about Charlton's season last year or this year to be able to call this one accurately. I would like to see Charlton back in the Premier League at some point, to be fair, but back when they were up there with Barnsley. But there we are, 3-2 Hull. And I've gone for a second minute, I want to say. I don't think it's actually going to show me. It's not going to show me what minute I've gone with, but I think I've predicted the second minute is going to be where the first goal comes. I think there's going to be an early goal in one of these games. My prediction is going to be the Swansea game will pull out an early goal. Let's go look at fantasy football for this weekend. Fantasy football-wise, I did go over my team. I've not made any changes. Of course, we've got Cech, Kolarov, Darmian, Ivanovic. Cabaye, Barkley, Milner, Sanchez, Gomes, Lukaku and Aguero. The bench is pretty non-existent there with Schwarzer, Obertan, Baker and Gamboa. We don't really need to know an awful lot about them. But I'm hoping for big performances from Barkley against Man City. I think Cabaye and Gomes, though, actually. Forget Barkley. Cabaye and Gomes are the two that I'm looking to get most of my points from this week, especially with Gomes up against Sunderland's defence. That should be interesting, and my typical luck would be that John O'Shea comes back into the starting lineup. So have a quick look at these games then. The 1:15 kickoff on Saturday is Manchester United against Newcastle. These games always produce goals. 2 1-0 victories for Manchester United up until this point, but I'm thinking that that's going to finish today, or rather on Saturday, with that game. I don't know what my prediction for the result is. I think Man United will win. Score-wise, 3-1 United, I think I'm going to go with. Why not, indeed? We've done Palace Villa. We've done Leicester Spurs. We've done Norwich Stoke. We've done Sunderland Swansea. And we've done West Ham Bournemouth. We're moved on to Sunday now. 1:30 kickoff. Quite a lot of games on Sunday. 3 games in particular. And then Monday Night Football again for Liverpool. But West Brom Chelsea. I'd be very surprised if Chelsea don't go on to win that game. If they don't, although they are 3 games in, they will be in trouble. If they can't beat Swansea and West Brom in the first 3 games of their season, they are not going to reclaim that title. No disrespect to Swansea or West Brom, but these are the champions. They need to be winning these games, away from home or not. They need to be winning. I think 2-0 Chelsea, 2 Diego Costa goals. Everton, Manchester City. This is an interesting one because Everton have started the season very well indeed. Not an awful lot of people predicted them to start the season with 3 points from those 2 games. I think a lot of people were looking at the Watford game saying that they weren't going to win it. I had it down as an Everton 2-1 win, and I think it finished 2-2. No one thought that they would beat Southampton, but there we are. A very convincing performance. They may cause City some problems. City have started with 2 3-0 wins, but take nothing away from Everton and Ross Barkley. He has the ability to pull goals out of anywhere, and I think that Everton will cause City problems. I'm still going to go for a City win. I still think Manchester City will beat Everton, but I think Everton will definitely cause them an awful lot of problems. We'll get a goal, definitely. I think Lukaku may get on the score sheet, or Barkley, either one. Hopefully it's either one, because they're both in my fantasy football. But I'm thinking that maybe a 2-1 victory for Man City away from home there. Watford, Southampton. I'll be surprised if Southampton win this one, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think Watford are a decent side. 0-0 against West Brom. They proved that they can keep clean sheets in the Premier League, albeit against West Brom. But still, West Brom do have Rondon and Berahino up there, for the time being at least. So they kept them out. I think Southampton are going to struggle. I think a 1-1 draw there at Watford. And then we've got Arsenal against Liverpool at the Emirates on Monday night. I hate Monday night football when Liverpool are involved. I hate having to wait the entire weekend for Liverpool to be in action. But there we are. My prediction is going to be a 2-1 victory for Arsenal. I don't like predicting Liverpool games, and I do tend to go against Liverpool because I don't really want to be seen as being biased, and I don't want to jinx anything. But I think Arsenal have got way too much strength for Liverpool. Liverpool have been a bit ropey first 2 games. We shouldn't have won either of them. The first one should have been a draw. The second one we should have lost. So we'll be lucky to even get a goal at the Emirates. I am predicting a Coutinho goal, but 2-1 I think to Arsenal. I don't want that to happen. Of course, I want Liverpool to win 5-0, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. But there we are. Let me know which team you support and how you think they're going to get on the weekend. If La Liga is one of your teams, or if your team is in La Liga, I should say, let me know how they're going to get on in the first weekend back for them. If you've enjoyed this episode, do me a favour, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. If you've made a transfer in this week's fantasy football, let me know who it is in the comment section. And until the next time, goodbye. If you're looking for a new headset, gaming chair, mouse, keyboard, anything along those lines, then go to elementgaming.com. They have a wide range of peripherals for you to peruse. The link can be found down in the description. Go check them out.